Cool. So for our audience, what is your name?
Hi, I'm Kalama Epstein.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, first, congratulations. I saw that you were nominated for Best Youth Actor in a supporting role. The movie was called Under the Blood Red Sun. I believe?
Yes.
Yeah. So congratulations. How was that? What's that? How does that recognition feel like?
It's I'd say for that film in particular, that was a film that it's an adaptation of a book that I read a lot. I was actually read in middle school growing up. I read it multiple times before the film adaptation was made and before I was casted in it. So getting to do that film was really cool because I was already really invested in the story and the characters, and I had read the book a bunch and I was a big fan of it. So then getting to do that film, got to film it in Hawaii, back home where I was raised.
Awesome.
That was very special. And then, of course, to be recognized and get to see this film kind of go around and go to different festivals and have so many people people see it was very special. Yeah, it was an incredible experience.
That's cool. So why did you first get involved into acting?
So my mom tells it that I was obsessed with like directing and filming and basically making movies. Like filmmaking, I always wanted to be a director when I was younger. My parents got me a little flip camera that I started making short films with my friends at home, different stuff like that. My mom says that I then asked to take an acting class so I could better direct my actors in my film, my friends. I can't remember, so I don't know. But she says that, so I'll go with that. But otherwise, I was just I feel like all actors, I was just a very big kid in the sense of I had a very crazy, wacky personality, and I think that I was just loved performing for my friends and my family, and I think it was just a very natural segue into acting. And then I took acting classes, and then from there, the domino effect took over.
Yeah. Awesome. So a lot of our readers are big fans of the Fosters.
Yep.
So, of course, you played Noah, openly gay character. Do you still get recognized for Noah a lot still?
Actually, all the time. That's the thing that that's the thing that I get recognized the most as. The Fosters had a huge fan base. And especially, Jude's character, and his storylines were such a huge, the fans were really attracted to that storyline. And so then getting to be a part of that and getting to be kind of this new love interest for him, and it was really interesting seeing, the people who were very upset with Noah, didn't like me at all, and were really, wish that Jude would go back to his old boyfriend, and kind of seeing the war in the fan base between that, it was very, very interesting. But I get recognized mostly for Noah.
Wow. Is it a love thing or a hate thing with the fans?
Usually love.
Okay.
Usually it's just, recognize Noah, and then I'll ask them, did you like John or Joan more? Or like, I'll ask them questions, and I'm not like biased. I don't care. Like it's, I'm just curious, and I'll ask them who they liked more, or what was their opinions on the relationship, and if they liked the character or didn't like the character. Yeah, I love learning how people reacted to our storyline and stuff like that.
Awesome. So, what did it mean to you to play an important LGBT character, and do you still feel like a certain responsibility?
Yeah, so that was something going into the role, especially going into the audition.
Mm-hmm.
So something like, representation matters. First of all, I know there's a big discussion going on about straight actors and other stuff taking LGBTQ roles. Going into that audition, something that was very important to me because I know there was going to be. It just happens, especially with. I think for all ages, but I think that there's still so many LGBTQ stereotypes around. Especially, I just knew that there was going to be a lot of straight actors going into that room and doing, a gay stereotype or other stuff like that. And I knew that is the exact opposite of the character. And I really wanted to go in there, and I didn't want to have, any notion, yes, the character is gay, but that doesn't change, how I prepare for the character. That didn't change anything like that. I just wanted to go in there, and I liked the character as himself, and I just went in there and I played him as a human being. And I think that Peter Paige, one of the creators of the show, the producers, really responded to that in the room, and I think that was kind of the approach I really wanted to take for Noah, was just playing him as a human and not focusing too much on, oh, he's gay, oh, he's that. I mean, that's what makes him such a beautiful character, and everything that he's gone through to that point, and coming out and being in a church community, and all that stuff kind of wraps into this really awesome character that I got to play. But just like at his base level, he's just a human being, and I didn't want to go into there doing anything different other than a human being. So, if that makes sense, I guess.
It does, because on the show, he's more of a free character, free spirit. Do you relate well with that?
Totally. I mean, I definitely relate with Noah a lot more than most of the characters I played, just because he's very just going with the flow.
Yeah.
Very, he's just a very, like, chill, forgiving person, and very loving, very caring, and I felt like I shared a lot with him, and he was very much an extension of me when I was playing, when I was on my show. Yeah,
no, it shows. So a certain strong chemistry like that between Noah and Jude must have an impact off screen. Are you guys like best friends?
Absolutely.
You and Hayden?
Oh yeah. Hayden's we're super close friends. We've been super close ever since I came on the show. I mean, we just instantly hit it off right when we started filming, and I mean, we play Dungeons and Dragons every single weekend. He's our dungeon master, so I see him every single weekend, and then I see him multiple times throughout the week, and he comes over to my place all the time, and we hang out, and we're like super, super close.
That's pretty sweet. That's pretty awesome. Yeah. Any chance we'll see you on Good Trouble?
Look, I hope so. I hope so. But it's not necessarily up to me.
Yeah.
It's I think that Noah and Jude's storyline came to a really. I personally really loved the conclusion of their storyline. It was a little open-ended, considering that, he's there and then he's not. But, I mean, I think that Noah's final moments with Jude were very, very special. And then they kind of explained it a little more in the series finale. Going on, Jude mentions that Noah and him are still friends and they're still kind of talking. So I really loved that conclusion. But, hey, if they want to bring me back, if Noah wants to pop up for a little bit, I'd love to.
Yeah, everyone would.
Yeah.
All right. So, onto your new show, No Good Nick. Can you tell us anything about it?
Yeah. So, it's a Netflix original sitcom. Basically, it's a family sitcom, but it has a little bit of a twist. So we're a serialized sitcom. There's not many serialized sitcoms out there. So basically, what it is each episode picks up directly where the last episode left off. So it's one continuous story all the way through, one continuous mystery with secrets and twists kind of unfolding throughout the series. So it's done like a serialized drama, but in a sitcom multicam format. So it's a pretty cool hybrid of a show. It switches from comedy to drama pretty fast in many cases, but basically it's just about a 13-year-old kind of street smart con artist shows up at a family store and tells them that she's a long lost distant cousin. She says that she's a foster child and that they're the closest relatives, so that she has to stay with them. And it's basically about her infiltrating this family and kind of seeing how these characters reveal who they really are, and also how, like, human beings can sometimes do bad things for good reasons. And sometimes, a motive isn't always just as, like, plain or like, basic as it looks. Like, there's a lot of things going on behind a person's motives and other stuff like that. And then also just people learning and becoming better people through difficulties. So it's a really cool show. Yeah.
It sounds awesome. I'll definitely be subscribing to that. So how do you deal with now being starstruck on screen? Because between your mom, who is
Melissa Joan Hart,
who is Sabrina Teenage Witch, and Sean Astin, who is Samwise from Lord of the Rings, how do you deal with that?
So I mean, I was completely starstruck when I first started. We had the chemistry reads before we started filming. After the kids were booked, so me, Lauren, who plays Molly, and Sienna, who plays Nick, We were all casted first, and then they brought in Melissa as Liz, and we all did a chemistry read with her. And so that they didn't tell us who was coming in the room until we got there that day. So, I mean, getting to work with her has been awesome. And then, you know, we had Sean come in, and that was like, we showed up, and Lauren looks at me, she goes, "Oh my God, do you know who's coming in today?" And I was like, "No, I have no idea." She goes, "It's Sean Astin." And I was like, oh my, I just like sat down for a moment. I was just so excited. And, you know, they're both just the sweetest people, and have just been like, just amazing on set, amazing to work with, have really kind of brought us all together, and the chemistry has just been awesome. I mean, they're the greatest people to work with every day, and like, I was so starstruck at first, and so like, kind of like, for the first while of filming, there'd just be times where I'd just be sitting there, and all of a sudden I'd just be like, well, I'm having lunch with Sean Astin, or like, well, I'm like sitting talking to Melissa Joan Hart, and it's like, it's crazy, but after a while, it just is like, you know, now I just see them as like, now they're just people, and they're people that I get to interact with every day, and it's super cool that I've gotten the chance to do that. And yeah, it's been awesome.
Yeah, both of them are extremely hilarious. How do you deal with not breaking character on a comedy show on top of that?
We break character quite a lot, actually.
Yeah.
We have our audience shows every Friday. We actually just finished our last live audience show, but so we've shot live audience shows pretty much every single Friday. But you know, the biggest thing is, some people have never been to a live audience show. They come and they expect, like, you know, we're just going to get everything right. But we tell them at the beginning of the show, yo, we mess up. Like, we forget our lines, we break, like, stuff happens. So there's a lot of times where, you know, Sean or Melissa will do something small, or even our other castmates will do something tiny, or they'll change something up, and we're constantly making each other break or stop, or, yeah, it's funny. They're very funny people, and it's pretty hilarious to get to work with them every day.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have any other projects in the works right now?
As of right now, no. I mean, it's just been like, because like the way sitcoms and multicams work, we shoot 5 days. I mean, I'm working 5 days a week. We rehearse for 3 days and then shoot for 2 days. So there's not much time for auditioning and working other places. You can make it work if it happens, but it's pretty hard to do that. So basically right now I'm just finishing up the first season for No Good Nick, and then I'm gonna continue to audition for films and other stuff that I'm able to do during the summer, and hopefully there's some other stuff in the works.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let's see more of you.
Yeah.
You want to play a little something for the audience?
Sure. You know, I'm a stereotypical Hawaiian, so I don't know. You know, it's been a little bit, but. Stereotypical Stairway to Heaven Guitar Center song.
No, that was awesome. Yeah. It's more than I can do, and I have the ukulele. So, well, thank you so much. This was awesome. Any last words to our audience, to your fans out there in the world?
No Good Nick. Release date is coming in a couple days, I believe. So stay tuned. Netflix, probably sometime in April. No Good Nick, the first half of the season. Watch it all. It's awesome. Trust me.
Thank you.